I'm in a mountain village on the outskirts of Sofia, Bulgaria, and behind me is the house that I bought for 4,000 euros a few months ago. Since I've come here, I've done quite a lot of work on the property, trying to clear it up and get rid of a lot of overgrowth. And today I want to show you the full tour of this house and as much detail as I can, so you can see what you can get for this money in this country. So when we first came here, there were so many trees in this entrance that we couldn't even open this gate. And all of these trees here, we had to chop them all down with a mini chainsaw. So I actually couldn't even see the house from there before. So this area, all of this area was covered in trees. And first of all, we created like a pathway to get through. And then gradually we cut more and more so that there was more space on top. So last time we were here, we cleared a lot of mini forest that was here covering those steps. I didn't even know that these steps existed. So at least now we have a staircase to get down. We used to go down from here, which is very steep. All of this dead wood here, I was planning to burn it today, but I'm just going to let it rot down. And the roof, you can see, like, it looks like a shantytown roof. It's really unstable. And obviously that's why you're getting like leaks coming through. This wall needs to be reinforced, as you can see where the stones are coming away, like this, for example, has just fallen away. I think some of that came from when we were using this as a passage to get to the house in the beginning. I'm very glad that I don't have to use that anymore and do the splits anymore. And you don't understand the amount of times I've hit my head on this. So maybe in the future we'll try to lower this. I've hit it so many times there. It's really low. And this is a very big patio area. I think you couldn't see before because there was so much branches stacked over there. And we've connected a hose to the tap, and we do have water, and this was completely clogged last time. I did get as many things out as I could. Okay, so I want to show you more of what the structure is. So this house is obviously built on a hill, which is why it's moving, and we've got this like massive crack in the side. So I don't know how much this house is going to move, what it's going to be, but this crack obviously needs to be filled in. And then on top, it's got these metal slabs. So just now we've reinforced this today to try to guard against more leaks, hopefully. So this is like one of these waterproof things that you put in the garden, which stops like weeds from growing. So hopefully this will guard against wind and rain and snow in the winter. Last time I moved these up here to throw them away, but then I had a change of mind and decided to keep them. So I've just chucked them here. Hopefully they won't get too rusty. And yeah, things like this justifies the price of this house. Like you can see the beams inside, and it's got a massive crack all the way down the wall, which needs to be obviously fixed at some point. And then there's this, I don't know, it's like the side of the house is coming away from this thing. So it seems like the house is moving that way and this stuff is moving this way. So all of these branches that we originally cut down have just disintegrated quite a lot since the first time we came here. Yeah, I can see a little bit more of this kind of, the structure is falling down on the side. So there's definitely a lot of work to be done on this house. So you can see how they built, I think this is clay and this is stone, and that was the old style. Okay, let's get in. This is the entrance. So these are the electricity pipes, and then you can turn the electricity on and off here. And I can just turn the electricity off by unscrewing this. And this roof is actually really low compared to what's outside. Like this is like only halfway down, and the roof goes way higher above than this. So I don't know why the ceiling is so low. Yeah, so do you see what I mean? Like this thing is only here, like here, and then it goes all the way up there. So I don't know why it's so much lower when you go inside. So underneath this concrete is wooden floor, and you can see it from the underneath. So I'll show you afterwards. This is the balcony. So up until here, it's kind of safe to walk. And then you see this massive crack here where the balcony is like coming apart from the structure of the house. So obviously this has been damaged from the weather, like some kind of leak. I guess very cold winters, lots of rains. And there's all this, they tried to reinforce it with this, but this is just going to come apart in like 5 seconds. If I move this, the whole thing is going to come off. So the left-hand side, there's this room. It's like a double room. And from here, you can see the outside toilet. It has a lot of old furniture still inside. There was a lot more stuff here before, but I threw a lot out, like old rubbish and old clothes. They just had to go. But it kept some of these tools, like some old tools, old saw and everything, because there were so many here. And I kept this is like just a picnic basket. If you see like the side of the floor, there's massive cracks in the side. So I think they have to be filled in with cement. There's a lot of cupboards. Yeah, I guess they'll get thrown away at some point. Yeah, this looks like some kind of leak, maybe. Yeah, see the walls like kind of expanded. And there's like a massive gap in the ceiling here. There must be a leak coming from the roof, which is a bit concerning. Yeah, this room you can see it's got no light, so it just gets really dark. So this boiler was here. Oh, okay, that bin's just got like old blankets in it. And yeah, this room is probably one of the most unstable rooms because it's got like tons of cracks. And one of the biggest cracks was outside this room, like it's all on this side of the wall. And you can see the discoloration on the roof here, where there's obviously been a leak. And it's on both sides. And it's also in this corner where you can actually see the crack coming all the way through here, the same one that I showed you on the outside. So there's the bottom of the shower here and a toilet, and a sink. So this was obviously going to be a bathroom at one point. A lot of leftover tools for the garden. So yeah, I won't need to buy a shovel anytime soon. So around this window, you can see a huge crack. Like if I touch that, it's probably going to fall down. There's another crack all the way down this wall. These ones, this one in the corner. I think that one I can see it on the outside as well. And even like this ceiling is so flimsy. I don't like this. I don't like this. It looks like cardboard to me, this stuff. There's also some leaks. Must have been coming here because all of this is destroyed, and that's right on the socket too. I don't know what this is. I mean, I think this is what you put cables around, right? It's just all kind of old stuff that I don't know if we're going to use or not. So this house is 40 minutes to Sofia and 1 hour to Sofia International Airport. And right over there is the highway to Greece. So from here you can go to Greece in 2.5 hours. And apart from that, the house is 400 meters squared and it's got 2 entrances, and 2 roads that you can drive on when each entrance. And for 4,000 euros, like in other countries in the EU, like if I take Portugal as an example, I don't know if you can even still buy a garage in Portugal for 4,000 euros, let alone like the ruins in Portugal, they can be extremely expensive, and it's nothing like this house. It's going to be an actual ruin, like with a roof caved in and just nothing there, like a ton of bricks, like you just bought a ton of bricks. So I thought that that's what this is going to be, and I thought, okay, at least I would have the land, I can put a container here, and I just have to get rid of the bricks with like a skip or something. I really was expecting more like what that outside toilet looks like. I thought that that's what this house is going to look like. So this is my favourite room in the house because I think it's just bigger and nicer than the other side. And yeah, when I first came in here, it was full of different stuff, all kind of things. So I decided to just chuck most of it out the window. The only things I kept in here are these couple of mattresses because I thought that I didn't want to put them outside because they would go rotten. And I think that they're not new, but they're not that old. And I quite like this. And yeah, it's a coal burner. Yeah, very nice. I wonder how old it is. Just a normal old coal burner. This room is the best room from the way it looks, and it's got like 2 big windows, these big beams in the ceiling. It seems like the ceiling is higher, even though I think it's the same, but it just seems a lot more spacious. I cleaned it up, and last time I was here I slept over, and I slept right here in a tent. It's actually fine. Like it doesn't get too hot or too cold in here. I think it's because of the clay. It's just very good like insulation. So yeah, last time I was here I threw these down, and then so these are the underground storage rooms, and last time I threw a lot of stuff out of that room into that garden, and then I put it in here. So you can see where I've started to store some stuff. So you see what I mean when I was talking about how massive the beams are under here. They're absolutely huge and they just feel really sturdy. And that's just a characteristic of how they used to build these kind of houses in Bulgaria. So I just feel like way more stable on top of this, even though like maybe the wood is rotten or something, like I wouldn't. And as I go through here, this room kind of gives me the creeps. There's a lot of dodgy cabling first of all, and then these are just much smaller beams. And it kind of looks like it's falling a bit. Oh there, yeah, this looks like it's a bit slanted that way. So you can see how little space there is between here and the top, because this is the wooden slats going across the floor, and then this is the concrete that you can see on top coming through here. So this beam looks kind of okay, but then you can see that it's like curving, it's very thin and it's very uneven. So that's why when I walk above, I feel that it's very unstable. And look how this is going down in the middle as well. The wall on this side and that side are made of clay and stones. And then this front side is all bricks. Yeah, like look at this thing. This is just like some piece of wood's been shoved in here. It's not a professionally done house or anything like that. It's just a very old traditional house. Okay, so all of the stuff that was laying around here, I've managed to get it in there and lock it up. And I just wanted to show you from another angle this balcony, and you see why I'm saying that it's not very secure, because the bottom part looks like it's almost about to collapse. And yeah, you saw that there was a massive crack. It was coming away from the house on the inside. So yeah, that's really on its last legs. I think it could be reinforced, but I think it would be quite costly. So I'm not sure about keeping the balcony or not. Definitely not going to go on it again as it is. So last time we cleared the whole path. So we've got one path on each side of this house. So it's kind of narrow here, and there aren't any steps, it's just mud. But there's kind of like little stone steps, but it's a bit slippery. So there was a lot of overgrowth here, as you saw before, like a lot of like vines. We did a lot of the work with the chainsaw and then the machete as well to get through, like naked and afraid style. Another flight of steps here, so it's very nice. You can see here these stone steps. I don't know if you can see that. That's a step there. And another one here. And they go from where that door is, underneath. Oh, we threw some more stuff out the window. So it goes from round here to the toilet. The actual door of the toilet is here, but the way that we've gone around is the other way. Yeah, let's go there now. So this way was easier to get through. So it was just better. We still have to clear a bit more. This is the entrance to the toilet. The roof is just made of wood and then these like loose tiles on top, which is quite precarious. Oh. And this is the toilet. The door actually opens the opposite way. Ew. Let's see how far I can get it. Ooh. When I push the door back, the roof starts to lift off. And so this is the salle de bain. Oh, I thought that thing was collapsing. So obviously it's collapsed in the middle and broken the toilet. So we actually have another toilet inside, as you've seen, so we could replace it. Yeah, I guess it's a step up from like a hole in the floor, but obviously it's very basic and very old and not very good. But it is what it is. And I'm not sure if it goes down to the sewage or if there's like a septic tank underneath. I guess probably a septic tank. I think it would take a very long time to clear all of this garden area, so that it's somewhere that you could actually enjoy sitting. So you can see how far the neighbour's garden goes. That's how far ours goes, a bit further than that actually. The neighbour's is actually really, really big. And ours goes a bit further, and then we've got this stone wall there, which is covered in different plants. So it has a nice wall at the front, which goes into the road. Okay. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the full tour of the house. I wanted to show you what I got myself into, like the full picture, everything. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out my channel where I have tons of videos from all over the world, and make sure you subscribe.